Okay, in this video, we are going to do a little combat. Again, nothing real fancy, just something designed to show you what combat looks like in our system. So we're going to have very simple combat. We're going to show examples of hand-to-hand combat and some archery. So here we have a knight. He's actually one of the characters from my campaign. I just changed the name just for. Okay. And we have a Gargu Kanu, which is one of the Black Orcs. In fact, a slightly better version of it, a Gargu King. And we have an Archer, which is a generic character from a Telda tribe. Okay, so by the way, the knight, um, you will be able to see injuries on the knight, but on the Kanu and the Archer in a different way. I'll explain to that. So let's just do a simple combat. And what you're going to start with is you're going to be the knight player, and we're going to choose the knight, and we're going to use the ATK function up here. It says to choose your target, and you choose your target. Aim zone should be mid, although you can choose any number of locations. You really can't notice, you really can't see the pop-ups, but in this case we're just going to choose mid. That's the standard. Aspect is always H. H means basically the highest amount of damage you can get. You can choose blunt, edge, or point, or fire, but H is the highest you can get. Again, I'd show you, but for some reason you can't see the drop down. So okay, so hit submit. It's a melee weapon, and there's no modifications here. And you choose your weapon. He's going to hit him with his bastard sword, we'll say, and hit submit. And if you go over here to the chat session, scroll down here, and you can see the thing here. It says knight melee attacks the Kanu with a sword, a bastard sword. And here you have the defense that the Kanu chooses. So he can choose to dodge, ignore it, which is, basically, you understand. He can counter strike or block with his mang or his hand axe or his club. He can block with his shield or his spear. So in this case, he's just going to block with the shield, and you select on that, wham. And you choose your option there. In this case, block, but he can also choose counter strike, but he's going to choose block because he's blocking with his shield. So and you submit, wham. No modifications here. If he was double teamed or triple teamed, we would manually put those modifications in. Okay, so we're not going to have any modifications here. So then you hit submit, wham. And then you see what happens. So the knight has a target of 77, as you can see, a master level of 82, an attack mod of 20, but he has a moderation for because it's highest level, and also for encumbrance. So he takes those modifications. Those are automatically calculated in. Okay, and then he rolls a 23 for his D100, which is a marginal success. Da-da-da. And this roll 11, this is for a weapon quality check. So long as he rolls above the weapons quality, he doesn't damage his weapon. The Kanu blocks. He has a target of 72, and you can see his modifications. It starts with 72, and he adds plus 20 for a defensive modification, and then minus 20 for encumbrance. And he rolled a 29, which is also marginal success, which means blocked. And again, he rolled a 12. Weapon quality is 13, so he's good. So then it's his turn next, and actually we should do that as a new turn thing, but I'll do that in a moment. So okay, so now it's the Kanu's turn, and again as before, he will choose an attack. He will choose the knight, and again aim zone mid, high aspect, melee weapon, no modifications here, and he's going to use his mang. Actually, let's make him use his hand axe. Now let's stick with the mang. He's going to use his mang. So hit submit. Yeah. Now, in order to show injuries on the knight, we're going to have him simply choose the ignore button, because ignore just basically means ignore, right? So he's going to if he's going to take a damage, he's going to do the most damage. So let's see, wham. So he hits the knight in the foot, as you can see. The knight rolled a 76, and you can see here a mastery level 72, attack mod of 15. Minus 5, and then minus 20. So he was at a minus for that. And he rolled a 76, which is a marginal failure. But because he ignored the Kanu damages the knight for No impact, actually. Hits him in the foot, but the armor at the location is 11. So he hits him in the foot, but does no damage, basically. Okay. So, okay. So now this goes on until everybody stops. Now, let's just say you want to fire at somebody. So the archer is going to fire at the Kanu. So, and again, you choose attack. Choose your target. He's choosing the Kanu. And again, mid zone. And he could aim for any of the areas. Let's see. If we choose high, he's going to aim more for the head. So let's choose high. Submit H. This is a missile weapon, so we're going to change it to missile. There's only melee and missile on those drop downs. Missile, no modifications here, at least not manually. And he's going to use his short bow, and you hit submit. And again, to show injuries on a Kanu, we're just going to have him choose ignore. So again, he hits him in the stomach, and you see he needed to roll a 55. There's the mastery level for the archer. Location. It takes into account all these things: the range, whether he moved, encumbrance, attack mods, all that stuff. And he rolled a 24, which is a marginal success. The Kanu ignores it, so he hits him in the stomach for 13 points, and the armor on Kanu's stomach was 7, so it's an effective impact of 6, and that's an S2 with a point damage. And it has a shock roll, which is 2d6, so 1 plus 4, which he passes. Now, if you look at the Kanu sheet, you can see now he has a number 2 in that red circle there, which was a 0 before. So that means, now the reasoning for that is, when you're having multiple Gargan on there, this way I can put multiple Gargan or monsters on there, and it doesn't go on the character sheet. The sheet remains the same, but the damage shows up in that case. And that automatically takes into account when he does the next turn. So now, when I want to determine who goes first, I click on this new turn banner, and you can see it says new turn. Then I click on my, there is the turn order. So I have to select everybody to do this for some reason. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. New turn. Well, now it shows the turn order. So everybody goes in this order. So the knight will go first, and he will attack the Kanu. Click on attack. Again, mid, H, melee, no modifications. He's going to hit him with his club this time for no reason, even though he would have to take a turn to switch weapons. We're not going to deal with that. And hit submit. The Kanu is, once again, he's going to choose ignore. Let's see what happens if he chooses ignore. Wham. And here we go. He hits him. Ooh, he hits him in the thigh. As you can see, for an impact of 22, he's good with that mace. And there's only a 4 armor value at that length, so he hits you with 18 points, which is a K4 amputation roll, as you can see, and he fails. So, and as you can see, the image for that gets put on. So you can remove that by clicking. I think it's that one there. Yeah, you can see there. You can see that's highlighted. So he gets knocked out, and then the knight gets a free turn with which he can do what he wishes. We usually just say you can slit his throat if you want. There's no roll necessary for that sort of thing, depending on the circumstances. So, as you can see, the combat system is very, very simple, very, very straightforward, and can make really, really complicated combat go very, very quickly. Because we have had in our campaigns battles with dozens of Gargan and our 5 players or so, and it goes by very quickly. So. That's what we like about the automated part of it. We try not to make it too much like it's a video game, but it does help out a lot that things can get settled quickly. So there you have it. That's our combat system. Thanks for listening in. Talk to you later.